The Nimrod routinely helped in rescues beyond helicopter range around the UK coast. Specially designed to spot something as small as a periscope at 40 miles, the fleet saved countless lives with dozens of call-outs a year. The MOD says that in place of the Mark IV Nimrods, a Hercules is to be tasked according to availability. It's slower, with a more limited range, and doesn't have any of the specialist kit, just the human eye and a state-of-the-art weather radar.
The search and rescue job in the Falklands is actually done by a Hercules. Other countries around the world add maritime surveillance radars, forward-looking infrared search equipment to Herculeses, and the Hercules then does a very good search and rescue role. But if the UK is talking about just taking any old Hercules off the line at Lynham and going, this is now search and rescue, yes, it probably isn't.
Seafarers' representatives have told us they worry they're losing an element of the safety net.
I do worry for our members, and I do worry for the travelling public on passenger ships, passenger ferries, but more so obviously my concern is for our members and how long is it going to be before somebody does get there to the scene where there's an accident? Has anybody taken that into consideration?
With the proposed mergers and closures of Coast Guard stations, Nimrod isn't the only element of search and rescue undergoing cuts or reorganisation at the moment.
I think most Coast Guards are very worried about it. The closure of stations, we're not going to get any new equipment, it's all just going to be updates for the computer equipment. The loss of the Nimrods doesn't particularly affect this area, but in the North Sea, with the range of the helicopters, we can only go out to 250 miles with an on-scene search time of 30 minutes. With the Nimrod capabilities going, that will affect that.
The deal to privatise search and rescue helicopters has fallen apart after a key backer pulled out and fraud investigators moved in. The PCS union even claims the collapse of the deal could leave large parts of Scotland with no cover at all from next year as the existing contracts lapse. The cuts to the Coast Guard are just one element. Search and rescue is also being affected by all these other changes. The closure of the Aeronautical Rescue Coordination Centre at Kinloss, that's the unit that normally dispatches helicopters to a rescue. The withdrawal of the Nimrods, meaning that anyone more than a couple of hundred miles from the coast really could be in substantial trouble. And on top of that, of course, there's the botched part privatisation of the search and rescue helicopter fleet. You put all these factors together and there are going to be big changes to search and rescue affecting all seafarers, from professional fishermen and merchant seamen to just casual users of the coast. We invited the Transport Minister responsible for search and rescue to respond to these concerns. He declined, but instead issued this statement. While I understand the concern felt by some communities about our recent announcements, the safety of all who use our coast remains my highest priority. Our proposals to modernise the Coast Guard will equip rescue coordination centres with the latest technology and increase resilience. It is true that difficult decisions have to be made in order to tackle the deficit, but I'm confident that safety will not be compromised. We understand that the Ministry of Defence and Department of Transport are trying to work out what to do next about the helicopter privatisation and are due to make a statement to Parliament shortly. Will Inglis, Forces News.